Hello everyone, I'm Extra Cheesy 87 and this is Let's Play Trails in the Sky 2nd chapter, part 91. So I'm going to be honest, I'm re-recording this episode. We're at the top of the next section of the tower. Through this door is Luciola, Luciola, whatever her name is. She's the most broken boss in the game, like not even close. Like, I mean, Renee annoyed me. The worms at the end of chapter 2 were kind of stupid. Walter in the last video was dumb. Luciola in this phase is just broken. She's not even close to balanced. I don't know how to beat her at all. I've got no clue how to beat her. I think we're just gonna jump in. We're using Shara. Oh, by the way, I didn't actually, even when I recorded this video earlier, I did all that stuff in between, like after Walter's fight and this one, that section of the tower. I just did it off screen because I was gonna grind Shara up. We grinded Shara up. She still kind of sucks. The big one. She's like level 82 or something now. She was like level 72. Like she got like 10, she got a bunch of levels, but she's still just she's missing something. The fight's just it sucks so bad. But we'll get to that in a second here. Lucy, you actually got past Blue Blanc and Walter. I honestly didn't think you could. Well done, everyone. Lucy, please keep your promise. You said you'd explain what you said about Mr. Harvey when we next met. Ah, yes, the reason I killed him. So I did. Shara, let me begin with a question. What kind of man was Harvey to you? What sort of question is that? I owed him my life for rescuing me from the streets. He was everything to me. I never knew my true parents. I always imagined, however, that my father would have to be someone like Harvey. So how could you? Yes, he was a kind, warm, gentle soul. But you see, a circus cannot be kindness alone. Purely performing simply doesn't bring in enough mira. That income needs to be supplemented, be it with dirty deals or having performers engage in other lines of work. But Harvey insisted on keeping us going with honest money. So instead, he dipped into his private funds and then took on tremendous debt just to keep us going. What? But I mean, Harvey never said anything about that or acted like it. Despite his kind exterior, he had a will of iron. He ran up his debts here, there, and all across the continent. And in the end, he decided to leave the troop and save us from it all. But his plan was to entrust the entire troop to a wealthy acquaintance of his. If he remained troop leader, it would only invite trouble for us as people came to collect his debts. In that case, it would be better to have someone he trusted watching over us. That was how he explained it to me that day. But no, why? If he just told us we could have helped him, or... Oh, when he told me, I tried to convince him to stay. But he was Harvey. Kind as he could be, he was also stubborn as a mule. I still remember exactly what he told me. It's bad for a coward like me to stay with good people like all of you. So that's why you... Yes, precisely. When he told me, I felt completely betrayed. He gave us peace and happiness, and then he was going to leave us in the hands of someone we didn't know? If he's going to do that, I thought, I wish he'd just never given us his hand in the first place. And so, I killed him. Then, what about me? What about... You and Harvey were the ones who gave me peace and happiness, Lucy. You filled me with a warmth I never knew, living in the slums. But Harvey died, and then you disappeared. That's an even worse betrayal. So it is. Shara, you have every right to hate me. Wield your hate and stand against me. Oh, I hate Lucy. Oh, fuck Lucy, dude. She is a piece of garbage. If nothing else, if you cannot defeat me, you have no hope against the three who wait above. Show me now that you can break the spell of the Witching Bell. If they're even near as hard as you, I don't even want to beat... Oh my god, she's gonna crit. I think that might just one-shot us. That might actually one-shot us on the very first turn. Cause that's gonna do like 9,000-10,000 damage.
I'm sorry.
How could I fail?
So, that's Lucy. She's broken. Not even close to balanced. So basically, if she can either Hellfire or Tempest Dance on the first turn. If she Hellfires, you instantly lose. If she Tempest Dances, you have a chance. She mostly Hellfires, occasionally she Tempest Dance. I think this still hits us all, but it doesn't do quite as much damage. Okay. We can recover from that. You can't recover from Hellfire, especially if it crits. I mean, Jesus Christ, dude. So the gimmick here is we kind of saw it there at the very end. I think didn't she Shadow Replicate? Her gimmick is she has Blue Blonde's attack, but it's broken and it doesn't work properly, or it doesn't work the way you would think. So what you have to do is you have to use Orbital Down, so that you have a debuff on her that will persist, because when she replicates, the debuff will stay on the original form. But the gimmick of her clones is that if you attack the wrong one, it switches in one of your allies. So if you use a big AoE attack to wipe the clones and hit the real one, you'll just damage your whole team and die. And then they all get moved out of position. It really sucks. Like, if I'm just being honest, I hate this fight. I think it's awful. And the magic dude only takes damage from Earth, which is another, it's real fun. And I don't know, like, I can't make Luciola on, Shara, so it just makes this fight so hard. And I don't really know how to do it. Because you have to spend 2 turns healing for every time she ults. I haven't really decided if it's best to try and take out, because I mean, I think you have to take out this guy first, really. But the problem is that you can't really do that once you start Shadow Replicating, and you can't try and like burst this dude down with ults, because then she just gets 1,000 attacks in a row. So that's the real one. That's why you do the Orbital Down. Now, see, the problem here is, we can hit this chick, but then Oliver's confused. You have to hit her, because otherwise... Okay, you got like 75 dex, dude. You should not be able to miss. And these guys can cancel spells, which is also really annoying. And Oliver just died instantly because reasons. And so it's like, I think you have to kill the arts guy first, but... Because I just don't, it's not feasible to kill this guy first, because physical attacks don't do quite enough damage. The only way is if you get a bunch of crits, and you can line them up on your ults. I think that's the only possible way you can actually, kill the physical guy first. Is because you need spells to because you can't leave these guys alive and you can't kill them with your physical attacks. So I don't know. I think the fight's almost impossible. I mean, I think it's possible. I think it's just you have to get so ungodly lucky that it's not a fun fight, if nothing else. Especially when you consider that, like, the dude who's weak to magic literally doesn't take damage from anything but Earth and non-elemental stuff. And that got targeted on the wrong character. Cool. But yeah, I mean, like, the stupid thing also about this fight is she makes clones, but there's no hints like with Blue Blanc. Like, the one who teleports is like a fake one. So, like, you at least know it's a 50-50 chance, and you can use AoE spells. For her, you can't do that, because otherwise you end up just killing your whole team. So it just sucks, dude. Just the whole thing about it is awful. And then, I mean, they just start punching, and he gets on top of you. He's doing 5, 6, 7, 8,000 damage a turn. You can't. Earth Wall takes way too long to cast. You can never actually get it off, and even if you do, they just hit you with a Mist Storm or one of her ults. The fight sucks. Just really badly. It's definitely the worst boss in the game. Like, not bar none. I don't even know why I like that. It's not even close. I mean, like, you can't kill any of the enemies. They've got too much HP. I want to reach. I don't know. I feel like the only way to win is to just keep retrying until you get crits, like multiple crits in a row, and then you can maybe kill the physical guy with your ults. I feel like that's the only way. I don't know if it's possible, is the problem. Because if you just start ulting, you're not gonna have enough damage, and then she gets like 8 attacks in a row, and she makes 1,000 clones, and then you're dead. So I don't know. Because I mean, when Joshua's doing 400 damage to him, it's GG. Like, he just doesn't do enough damage. I don't know. I'm not entirely convinced this fight is possible. At least not actually using Shara in your party. And it's like, and if I switch out Oliver for a physical character, then you run into the problem if you don't have enough damage to take out the magic guy. And it also doesn't help that all the freaking characters look the exact same. Oh, and then she gets to go. Oh yeah, and since I didn't orbital down, I mean, there's no way to know. Like, it's a complete 50-50 coin flip, or 30-30 coin flip. There's, as far as I can tell, there's absolutely no way to know which one's real and which one's not, without using a debuff beforehand. Because at least with Blue Blanc, it was like the one that attacked is the one that's real, but I mean, even with all our ults, we didn't even do a third of his HP. It's not possible. I'm done. It's almost like when I started this recording session today, I'm like, Trails 2 is maybe the best JRPG, and now I'm like, I don't even want to beat the game anymore. Like, that's how frustrated I am with this fight. I don't know. At the very least, I mean, I guess I'll keep fighting her. And it's also super frustrating because I'm not going to beat the game today. Because I'm going to be doing this fight for the next couple hours, probably. It sucks, and I hate it. And it's really soured me on a game that, like, I was legitimately, like, at the start of the recording session today, or, like, after yesterday, I was really thinking, like, Trails 2 might be the best JRPG. And now I actually don't want to finish the game anymore. Is how bad this fight is and how salty I am. Alright, so I was not recording during any of that. I meant to show all that footage in a fast forward montage, but yeah, shit. Even when I get things right, I fuck it up. God damn it. Yeah, we won. We beat the big bad man. I don't know. We got really lucky. They missed a bunch. We got good clock. Basically, they moved in ways that we were able to get double clock downs in good positions. Which reminds me, I need to clock you down again. I don't know if this refreshes or what. I know it doesn't stack. I mean, that would be ridiculous. But I'm a little like flabbergasted that we actually took out the freaking physical guy. I mean, the amount of luck that was involved in that was just, it was a high amount of luck. I don't know, does Earth Lance do more damage or does Petrified Breath do more damage? I don't actually know. Let's try Earth Lance. Now we are almost out of mana on you, so let's fix that. One of the things that saved me is I remembered that she has Heaven's Kiss. That was another thing that saved us. Shara, that is. And we just we got a couple misses that let us get some clock up. We just got momentum. We got the momentum that's been denied to us. Like some attacks that would have killed us missed, some attacks that should have, well, would have not. I'm trying to think. What am I? Use my words, dude. Okay. Like I said, I'm a little shook right now. You know, there's no such thing as halfway crooks. So the problem with Shara is that she literally doesn't do any damage. So and if you hit her, but you don't do damage, it doesn't dispel the clones. Is something else I learned, which is very fun and interesting. Thankfully, we can Heaven's Kiss people. Yeah, I just completely forgot that ability existed, which is not good considering it's, you know, maybe the best craft. Honestly, we're pretty close to straight up killing her. We're not gonna get her. No, we'll get it off the top. Can you Earthguard yourself? No, you can't Earthguard. Wait, no, you can't do that. So let's see how much Petrify Breath does. Because honestly, the Mist Storm is not nearly as big of a deal as the physical guy, so it's better because the physical guy can attack way quicker, does more damage, whereas the Mist Storm. Okay, that is 1900. I think Earthlance is better because actually, what's his name? Oliver, his magic stat is actually caught up to Estelle's because I think he has a higher natural stat. He's just been kind of behind in levels for so long. I do want to clock down this dude again. I mean, he's almost. I mean, he's not almost dead, but he's almost dead. So how much does your Earthlance do? That's not good. Okay, so yeah, Earthlance definitely does more damage. Slightly more damage. The difference is pretty negligible, but... Now, this dude being right next to us sucks. Real bad. Go for the Orbital Down. That'll give us a little bit more damage. Go for the Titanic Roar, too. Because you'll get that off before she... Because the only danger with doing Titanic Roar is if Luciola gets to do her attack. Her Shadow Replicate, because not only would it damage us, but it also moves us all around, and I like this position a lot. Estelle by herself, these three grouped up, because it draws attention to them and leaves Estelle alone, and we can get off AoE stuff if we need to. Now the problem about talking right there is it makes you forget what the things you were saying. What do I want to do here? Do I want to have? I mean, Heaven's Kiss really only helps out that. I don't think it's worth it. Yeah, definitely Earth Wall. That does. I forgot the 80F does affect what's her name too, which is pretty decent. It doesn't affect these things, ironically. If anything, you would think it would be the opposite, that the big bad wouldn't be hurt by it. Okay, yeah, he still gets to cast a spell. That's another thing I forgot about that they can cancel your spells too, which is not fun. Can you scream in time? You can scream in time, so that'll give us some extra damage on this guy. If we can kill this guy, we can ult, and that'll kill this guy. But we're not quite gonna be able to do enough damage, because if we were to ult, it would kill him for almost 3,000 damage. Also, she's never Hellfired. That's another, amazing thing that happened. Honestly, the fact that she never Hellfired is actually the luckiest. I just kind of now thought about that. That, there's a couple different times where a Hellfire would have destroyed us. But every time she Tempest danced... So she's dead. She doesn't know it yet, but we finally won. Not my favorite fight, and not my favorite fight, I mean, it actually made me so mad that I was like, I'm gonna uninstall this game and never know what happens. Is really, I was feeling like that for a bit. Okay, you're completely out of stuff to do. Okay, here you go. You flicker, it doesn't do anything, it does some damage. You'll passively get your CP up because of your bracelet, headband, whatever that thing is called. Then you'll get back up to 200, and then you will finish her off. But we're not. There's no point in even attacking with Shara. She doesn't do physical or magic damage. Ah, God, what an obnoxious fight. I can't believe I didn't record any of that shit. I wish I'd shown it.
Done yet.
If only to show it in like in a fast forward montage. I mean, I didn't talk during any of it. I was completely concentrated. I see. You do, I think, have a right to go farther up. Lucy, I need to correct you on something. Despite everything, I could never hate you. Even the fact that you left me, or even this idea that you killed Harvey, it doesn't anger me, it just breaks my heart. Shara, you don't... But I just can't believe it, you know? That you'd kill Harvey over something like that? Even if it was a bad decision, it must have only been hard for him, and he was only trying to look out for us. I suppose I can't really hide it, can I? There's a little more to that story. As I said, Harvey was being a bit of a mule as he could be, stubborn and refusing to listen to my arguments. So to try and persuade him, I confessed something I'd felt but kept secret for a long time. What? Lucy, you and Harvey? I see. I imagine it's quite a shock to you. You always saw him as a father figure to the both of us, and therein lay the problem. So did he. He saw me as a daughter and cared for me deeply as one. There was no way he could return my feelings. Don't get carried away in the moment. Find someone who suits you. All these years later, I still remember exactly how he refused me. The refusal shocked me, of course, but even more than that, it scared me. I feared that now he knew how I felt, he would do what he could to make sure I found someone who suited me. Then he would leave me behind forever, and we would never see another again. And I would have no choice but to move on. But the moment I realized that was a possibility, something within me snapped. So that he could never leave me, so that he'd be mine forever. I gave in to the urge and took his life with my own hands. That's still murder, dude. That was the very moment I realized the darkness inside of me. And eventually Ouroboros and the Grand Master found me and gave my inner darkness a purpose. And eventually the path they set on me led me here. Now I suppose it leads to the end. Oh, she's gonna jump off. I mean, she's gonna be fine, but... Oh, she Indiana Jones'd her ass! Your skill with the whip certainly improved. You were so clumsy with it when you started. Shara! Estelle? Joshua? I only need a moment to speak with her if you don't mind. But... Luciola, you really... This is like a time to be talking? I'll pull you up, just hold on. Shara, listen. Even to this day, I don't actually regret killing him. But leaving you is the worst thing I've ever done. I never forgave myself for it. I was always so afraid of what happened to that little girl I rescued from the streets. But you've turned out better than either Harvey or I could have hoped for. You found your way. You're way greater than either of us ever were. Lucy, please, I'm begging you. Just finding that out has made coming to Libra worth it. Honestly, part of me wanted you to sit in judgment over me. A little greedy of me, I suppose. Please, just hold on! Oh, Shara, dear, remember, liquor is nice, but do try to moderate yourself, alright? Goodbye, my darling little Shara. Damn. So, is she actually dead? I'd be so mad if they pulled some like nonsense, like, oh, she didn't actually die and she's come back later. I mean, you know, at least they gave a tiny bit of a justification that it was like a crime of passion, but I mean, it's still cold-blooded murder. I mean, even Walter, even though I don't really think Walter's like in the redeemable category, I mean, at least it was like a sanctioned duel where he murdered the master. Oh no. It's alright. So I really am, like, I really do wonder. She'd never take a fall she couldn't recover from? Don't do that. I'm sure that someday we'll meet again. Yeah, totally. I mean, she can use that crazy paper magic or whatever, and I didn't see her, like, teleport or something. Or didn't I see her, like, teleport? I mean, she probably is fine, to be honest. No one dies in this game, apparently. I mean, people only die off screen. Or maybe she's, I mean, she could also just be rationalizing. I mean, I don't know. Would she fake her death there? Perhaps you should return to the Aerosol for... There's no need. Luciola would simply laugh at me if I gave up here. Let's keep going for now. Shara. Yeah, let's go. Well then, we have a terminal to deal with. So... That's, I do wonder, how do these fights go if you don't bring the right character? I wish I'd brought Chloe for, Blue Blanc. Granted, I mean, they didn't quite have, like, the same level. I mean, he's had, like, an obsession with Chloe. It wasn't like there was any real connection between them, the same way, like, Shara and Lucy had, or, Zen and Walter. Because it's almost like, for Renee, I'm terrified of Renee. Like, Walter, like, okay, so, like, Blue Blanc was pretty much the same. He was, like, slightly harder, but really, he just had more HP. He didn't have any new gimmicks. So he wasn't that bad. Walter was annoying just because of how fast he could attack, and that we had Zen who wasn't really... He wasn't high level, he wasn't optimized in any way. Like, it's not really Zen's fault that he wasn't all that great there. But, what was I saying? I already forgot. I don't know. I'm definitely going to drop Shara out of the party. Even though, I mean, we could make her work now that she's leveled up enough. I mean, if we gave her actual good ordnance, I mean, she's got a mind 3, dude. You know, giving her, like, at least a mind 4, some actions and stuff, but... Because Heaven's Kiss is maybe the best craft, or one of the best crafts. Also, look at this Walk of Shame. If you ever go back to the Aerosol, it's like, oh, wussy baby boy didn't do the final dungeon in one shot. We're gonna make you walk 1,000 years. But yeah, I really dislike the Lucy fight. It's one of those where it's like, when you win, it doesn't feel like, it feels like I just got lucky. And so it doesn't even feel all that satisfying, you know? And that's kind of like the main thing. It's like, yeah, well, it's a hard fight, but I didn't even really get that satisfaction out of it. Just because I feel like, well, if she had ever hellfired at any point, we would have lost. So, I don't know. I can't remember. Did we get I think we got the crit hellfire on footage where she just one-shotted us on the first turn. That was a very good representation of how bullshit that fight is. Because I think what ended up happening is that time that we just won, is she didn't, we actually got to, like, the turn order was all messed up, where not only did she not go first, like, Joshua and Estelle both got to go before her, and then she Tempest Danced on only Estelle and Joshua. She didn't hit all 3 characters, because I think she can hit, like if she targets Joshua there, how are her tactics set up? If she targets Shara, she can clip Joshua, but if she targets Estelle, then it just hits those 2. And vice versa. If she targets Joshua, it hits all 3 of them. I mean, this isn't really the best setup, it's just like one that I kind of thought would work. Mainly it was just so that we didn't get punched by the Mist Man. I also have no clue what time we're at, because, I mean, I've recorded so much of this, like, I don't know what was recorded and what wasn't. So we're going to go ahead and end it here. This is also going to be the last video of the day. I'm not going to be able to beat the game today, but what I will do is I'm going to try and beat Renee with Tita. I know it's a bad decision, but we're going to try and do that, which means we're going to have to grind her up, because she's only, like, level 70, I think. I don't even think she's level 70. What level is she? I mean, I don't know. Like, she doesn't quite have the connection to Renee, but, like, they were friends. And I feel like if we're going to bring anyone to fight, like, any story character, it would probably be Renee, or her. And I mean, her ult, if we have to fight those petrified guys again, she does have an ult that hits almost everyone on the screen. We could probably be like Muller. No, I want to bring my boy.
Your aid, please.
I mean, Oliver's he's my boy. We're gonna beat the entire game with him at every opportunity. Okay. Makes me wonder though. I forgot what I was gonna say. I completely lost my train of thought. So it said there's 3 more after, so I assume that's Loe and Wiseman. So for Loe, we'll bring Agate, you know, since they've been dueling each other for the past like 2 games basically. So that'll be I guess they're the closest to have connection of the party characters. I mean, obviously Joshua, I guess, but he has to come with us. He's non-negotiable. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and end it here. It might be a short video. I don't really know. This recording's at 17 minutes, so it should be close to 25 or 30 minutes. But gonna end it here. Gonna grind up Tita off screen. At the start of the next video, we'll probably just be right outside Renee's boss fight and fight her right off the bat. I'm terrified because she was definitely the hardest of the 4 original fights, and if she's any harder, I'm not looking forward to it. But see y'all then. I'm XShe's87. Stay tuned for the next part, and bye, guys.